Today's video is going to be on how to put in your main shaft on your ZF, Ebrake. I ain't the best on the intro, so if you find this helpful, be sure to drop a like and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment if you want to. But if you get new bearings in the rebuild kit, I'm sure you've seen my videos up to this point. You can check them to your old races, the new bearings. They said exactly the same. I actually marked them and they pretty damn close on par. So that means when we install these with the new races, you do not have to take this apart several times to get your back spacing. You can use your same spacer for the back to set your back spacing, because these ain't off none. You know, if they are off, it's just maybe by one, and it ain't even enough to affect anything. So that's a good thing. I don't have to set my back space, and I ain't worried about that part. So we have had the input shaft, that's what I'm calling this shaft here, you know, your stud set on in the freezer overnight. Now I'm going to preheat this bearing right here in the oven. I'm doing this in a household oven. You can do it in a toaster oven. If you got an old bearing with oil and stuff on it, it might not be the best idea to do this in your oven. And, you know, you might want to do that in just something you got outside. So what I'm doing is taking my bearing, wrapping it in aluminum foil. After I preheated my oven, you can do it at 250 degrees. I'm doing this in at 300 degrees. And most people likes to leave them in for 15 minutes, but I'm going to do this in for around 25 minutes. God dog, that's hot. So let's bake a bearing, shall we? So what I got is just 2x4s all the way around this drum brake, so the shaft can drop down in it and not bottom out on the table. That's the perfect height. Now you could take and build you one. These are just some leftover pieces I had. And you could, you know, build you a little box. But I just want to show you that's basically how high I got mine off the ground. So, as that's preheating, let's talk about how you're going to install your seal a little bit more in detail. Now, you can buy one of these kits. It might seem good. This is a 81 millimeter. And as you can see, it's don't fit the seal. You don't want to use that on it because it will fuck that seal up. So save your money. Ain't no use getting one of those kits. You can take a piece of 2x4. That's all this is. It's cut. It fits perfect to drive that seal down in here. That's what I put it in last time with, before I had to take it apart when I forgot my studs. But you know, that's all you have to do. Take it and drive this down in there. But you want to wait till your bearing is extremely hot. Go ahead and have your seal comb on this, drop your bearing in, then tap this down. Now, it's best when you buy these kits, you can order everything, but go ahead and just, from Allstate Gear, pick up 2 seals, because if you damage one seal, then you have a replacement, you know, because you can damage these, tapping these down in. You can have a replacement and you don't have to wait a week. So buy 2, you know, never hurts. It's just like $7 more. Peace of mind. So let's go ahead and let the bearing finish preheating. It's almost been 15 minutes. I'm going to pour it out right around 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, and then get my shafts out of the freezer and drop it down on it. So now that the seal is pretty well seal combed all the way around, we're going to go ahead and get the bearing out of the oven. It's been in there for 20 minutes, and we're going to drop it straight down on this. Just like so. Make sure it's facing the way it needs to go, because you get one chance at this, and I can't stress you don't want to fuck it up. Ready? Yep. There we go. As you can see, it's a little hot and expanded, but it's fine. Should be perfectly good. Let's go ahead and drop this in there. It'll be a tight fit. That's what you want. And you want to make sure it's level before you stop driving it in there, which that is. That's pretty level. Take my block of wood. Make sure we drive it in there straight. Go ahead, get the shaft, bossy. Now, as you can see, we have got that drove in level. Now I'm going to take a little bit of transmission fluid and put it around that inner seal just so we don't have a dry bun on it and whatnot. Just like so. And now we are going to drop a shaft down in it, and it should go like butter. A shaft just now got out of the freezer. Let's go ahead and stick this down in there, just like so. And that bell will cool off pretty well instant. But just make sure we got it level and straight. I'm going to tap it. And you always want to tap it with light taps. You don't want a heavy tap. As you can see, it spins pretty damn smooth. And now this is cold. Everything's expanding. Okay, let's go ahead and get the other bell in the oven while this one is cooling down to room temperature, which this will stay semi-cold, but that bell that we just dropped this ice cold shaft into will cool down and will keep it from damaging the seal. Now this is the old bell. As you can see, it's seen better days, but this is the space, the back space, and this is the factory one that drops in. You use your washer, and that drops down in on this just like so to your shaft. And if you look, it's pretty close. You can actually about make it disappear. I actually mic this with both bearings with a mic, and Allstate Gears does a great job on the bearings, and the preload should be pretty damn close on these bearings, if not almost exact. It's hard to tell what's rusty, but it's pretty close. Pretty close enough. I'm not worried about it. But if you do have to do back spacing and get your back spacing right, do it without installing your seals, because you will damage your seals taking them in and out so much, and you will need a bell and puller and a couple specialty tools to be able to do that. But as you can see, the stock spacer works fine for these bearings. That's what's going back in it. And them shim kits is about $60 a piece through Allstate, and you need 2 of them. Yeah, I got lucky and I can reuse mine. Hopefully you can too. So what I'm going to do is now just going to flip this over. I'm going to actually set the wood a different way now. If boss can stack them straight up, boss, in a line. This is going to set on it. No, straight up and down. All 4 of them. Nope, other way. Long ways. So basically, what them blocks does is help hold it up and keep it from dropping down any. And we don't want it to drop down any at all. Now our bearing's been in the oven, so if you got a speed on the gear, you have to put it in before you put your lace. I do not have that. My truck is luckily came with that on the wheel end. So next thing you want to do after you speed mount the gear, if you got one, if not, then don't worry about it, is find your little shim that I had. No idea where I put it. Found it. Don't lose your shim. The shim drops down just like so onto the shaft right there. Now once you get your shim in, next will be your bearing. This is I actually got 2 bearings. If you can see, that won't drop down in. It's a tight fit. You would have to tap it or press it on. We don't want to do that. So the other one's in the oven. We can go ahead and get that one out of the oven. Your seal will tap in afterwards. It don't tap in right now, so we don't have to worry about that. So go ahead, bossy, and do the honors of dropping that down on there, and it should drop down pretty easy all the way down. Here's the bearing. Didn't drop, Bossy. Going on, click it. I need a block of wood. Don't want to damage it, so go ahead and try to install this. There we go, just like so. And you see, it dropped down on there pretty good. Don't know why it was being such a pain. I think it was kind of at an angle just a little bit. Or it might have been a little bit on the threads. I think it was just at an angle just a little. Now the next step, take a little bitty socket and lightly tap it, make sure it's seated all the way around good. And it is. Don't want to tap it too hard. Gentle taps is the way to be. Now, once that's done, this got to cool down. You need to let it cool to room temperature. And then we go to the next step, which would be putting the seal on, this guy on, this guy here, this guy, if I remember correctly, it goes like so, I think. Got a video, pretty sure that's how it goes. I double check before I install this, and I got a new nut, so. Would be putting this guy in. You do get a new O-wing with the kit that I bought from Allstate. I'm just going to remove this out. As you can see, it's just a old school O-wing. I'm going to clean this up with some Dawn dish liquid and stuff. But I actually want to do the honors. And that gives this bearing time to just cool down. That shaft is kind of hot. Woo! Not too bad though. And everything should be good. I got a new nut and O-wing too to replace that old O-wing we just removed. This is the piece all cleaned up after Dawn dish liquid. This O-wing just goes in here. This just sets in place, just like so. Don't use no silicone or nothing. It just goes into a little groove, just like that. Fits in all nice and snug. Very simple. Just like so. And that keeps it from leaking, guys. And here's the old O-wing again. Just a double check. That's the old one. This is the new one. And the old one is hard and brittle. This one is nice and soft. And that's what we want. We want it nice and soft, unless you know, in a different situation. But here we want this nice and soft. Just like so. And we will take in some transmission fluid and put on this and lube it up. And then this drops in. So we go ahead and put a seal in. Now if you're having trouble with this stick on, guys, you can put grease on it. A little bit of lithium grease. It will not hurt your unit. So let's go ahead. Now my shaft is having trouble getting stuff down on it. Damn, it didn't come out right again. But that being said, let's just keep working this down till it goes. The seal will be your hardest part putting on. As you can see, our seal looks pretty damn good on now. Shouldn't go nowhere. I'm pretty sure it shouldn't leak, but positive it shouldn't. So go ahead and now that you got your seal coming around your seal, go ahead and put your
transmission fluid.
Yep, your transmission fluid. It helps it go on easier. Now you tap it in and it should be good to go. Should be, guys, should be. So let's take a block of wood, try to get this started. Now we got 2 seals in case we fuck one up. Probably ain't the nicest what I said, but just in case we do, we got 2 seals. So let me just go ahead. I don't recommend tapping it like this, but sometimes it's the only way you can get it on it with the tools you got. Now that actually goes down till it flushes out. We're nowhere near that yet, so let's go ahead and tap this all the way around. As you can see, it's going down just the way it should. Now I actually need something smaller to tap it with. Tools is on hand, guys. Now, with that took care of, you can clean all this excess silicone off this. White clean looks good, but I'm just going to use a rag like I always do. Silicone helps seal it if there are any imperfections, anything on it, and it helps hold it in there. So some people don't like using it. I personally love it. I'll make sure everything is clean, just like so. Now, next step will be your dust cover. Since I'll find my dust cover, so it's starting to look like the way it should, guys. Next to be your dust cover, we got a seal in and everything. Just go ahead and drop your dust cover on, just like so. Now, the next is your bolt. This is an old bolt here. We actually got a replacement bolt. Now I call and they say because of this little notch here you need a new bolt, but honestly you could get by with using this. I would, but it's just like a few dollars, and you know I got a new bolt, so why not? I put this much money and time in it, why not get a new bolt, new shaft, new everything. So what I'm going to do is this torques down to 215 foot-pounds. I'm pretty sure I ain't going to be able to torque it on this table. So I'm just going to snug everything up for the video and make sure nothing comes undone, you know. So, Blythe, you got it? You might want to hold the thing at the spin on you. The shaft itself. If you can. Got it?
I don't know if I can hold it too. Yeah, try a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Just need to snug it down. No, okay. That's good enough. It's snug. Ain't gonna go nowhere. A balance is not gonna shift out of place. Now, that is personally everything we need to do for this unit at the time. Next video section, I will be showing you how to install the front of it, you know, your brake drum and all that good stuff. But it's happy to say, well, I'm happy to say, guys, we got a fully rebuilt unit minus a few little odds and ends. Let me get this off my workstation. Hold on. Beautiful, ain't it? I think it is. As far as end plate go, I marked everything. I think everything is fine on mine, but you can double check yours. I ain't truly worried about it. I dealt with enough stuff like this in my day not to even worry about it. It spins good and free. Bearings making a little noise, but they are dry, no fluid in it, so that's expected. And they're not properly torqued down all the way yet, but they will be when we add 215 foot-pounds on them. So if you found this video helpful, let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the content, drop a like. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.